We're offering Black and Proud. We have a great lineup for you guys tonight. We have Alissa Lindquist out of Concord, California, Scott Tu out of Pontiac, Michigan, Scott Dobbin out of Raleigh, North Carolina, Kendra Dawsey out of Boston, Massachusetts, our headliner KJ Whitehead out of Chicago, Illinois, and welcome to the stage our host, Cynthia in Public.
Hi, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. My name is Cynthia in Public. Yes, yes, yes. That's a really easy name to not forget. So I hope you remember it. I am coming out of San Jose, California. Who am I? Who is this chick? Why is she talking? Well, I am the CEO of Bangou Productions, one of the three organizations that is bringing to you Black and Proud, a Black History Month event. And you know what? Black History Month isn't just one month. It's every day, okay, 365 days, right? So this is not the first Black and Proud. This is definitely not the last. Just watch out. A few different announcements. We are coming to you live via Facebook. Feel free to share the event across your page and with friends and family because it'll about to be litty, very, very litty. Not only that, but if you really, really want to, you can probably still jump into the Eventbrite and join our live studio audience in Zoom, just like a very small donation, even like $1 or $5 will work. Other than that, I have a great lineup of comedians coming to you across America. I am going to give a few boring announcements before I introduce everyone, as well as start off the comedy show. First announcement is, what is Bangou Productions? I got it up myself, you know that. Bangou Productions, it's kind of like Comedy Central, but it is focused on BIPOC people, women, LGBTQIA, neurodiverse, differently abled, pretty much everyone that has traditionally been disenfranchised in comedy and in life. Really, this is me just saying, like, you have a voice, you have jokes, and you deserve to tell them to an audience such as yourself, right? The second organization I already mentioned, but let me talk about it more, is SuitMan Productions, right? SuitMan Productions is based out of the Northwest region. They're also working in conjunction right now with Dirty Angel Entertainment. And right now, they are actually hosting the Black Northwest Comedy Festival. So make sure to like and subscribe to their page. I'll make sure that at some point we put in the comments every single organization's page so you can like them. And their mission statement is pretty much the same as mine. We are three small Black-owned businesses that are just here to bring some joy and bring a little bit more color to your life. Okay, I'm gonna kick off the comedy show. I hope everyone can hear me well. Feel free to comment in the chat, both in the Zoom and on Facebook. We love the reactions. We love it when you interact. And where do I want to start off? All right, let me reintroduce myself again. I like introducing myself. My name is pretty cute. My name is Cynthia Wanji. Originally, my Starbucks name is Sophia. But in life, like in public, I like to call myself just Cynthia because people tend to butcher and brutalize my last name the way that colonizers have butchered and brutalized my home country of Cameroon. Yeah. White people always get scared when I say that. Every time there's a white person in the audience, they just get quiet and silence. And I'm just like, is it too soon for you, buddy? You know, still dealing with the after effects of colonization, Charles. You know, you were sent to beauty standards, racism. Yeah, I feel you. Thoughts and prayers, white person. Thoughts and prayers. We're all in this together, right? Recently, you know, I've just realized something about myself, like during this quarantine, right? I've always wanted long hair. If anyone out there is a Black female, just raise your hand, because we know the struggle of, you know, the protective styles and the lotions and, you know, the oils. Like, we go through all of that work because we want longer hair, right? And my hair, you know, is getting long, there's 4C, which means it's like itty bitty all the time. But I've always wanted boob length hair. That's my thing, right? And every year my hair grows, but it's never to here. And then I realized that as my hair is growing longer, my boobs have been getting longer too, right? So the rate at which my boobs are getting longer, especially during COVID, is faster than the rate at which my hair is getting longer. So my hair will never be boob length. I mean, right now, if I take off this bra, my boobs are going to be at my belly button. Like, no joke. Like, they're just like two soggy tube socks. The only place that I actually get bras for my boobs are the maternity section at Target, you know, the internet, or Home Depot. They will hook it up, get there early, get to the back, you know. They have these huge support brackets and they will cut it down to size. Whew. They're really good at what they do. Mm-hmm. I will say though, my boobs aren't like maternity, Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade float huge, but they are big enough that when I get in the shower, I have to like lift each boob up individually to wash the fruit crumbs and the boob sweat off from the day, you know? And then when I get out of the shower, I have to put a towel on underneath the boobs, you know, just so the mold and the mildew just doesn't set in. True story. True story. If anyone in the chat relates, just put hashtag saggy boobs, you know. They started when I was 16, which is apparently when these things start, and they just keep getting lower. I really hope though one day they get low enough that, you know, I could just fling them over my shoulder, tie a belt around me, and then just go for a run without a sports bra, or 3 sports bra. Really, that's how you do it when your boobs are that big. And anyone who's just like, my boobs aren't that small, I feel bad. You're like, girl, listen, body positivity, okay? A cup, B cup, C cup, just rock that thing, okay? And just be happy that if your boobs are small enough, you won't have to deal with the back pain or the layaway payments, right? Because that shit affects your credit score hard. We're all doing okay, right? Yeah, nod your heads at home. I am telepathic, so I can feel it. I'm just so happy it's Black History Month. I'm just really happy. Before, you know, we go on, I do want to tell you more about myself and where I come from. Yes, I did say that I come from Cameroon originally. And I always tell people Cameroon is like this. We don't trust government officials. We don't trust tap water. Like, people shouldn't trust it right now in certain parts of America. We, you know, don't trust dishwashers, and we don't believe in divorce. Those are the 4 things you need to know about being Cameroonian. Like, legit, I found out my parents were divorced when I was 16 years old. And I literally thought that they were in love and together, but in 2 separate countries for 8 years of my life. And I'm not, it happens. This is why I always encourage everyone, just apply to college. Maybe not go, but just apply. You learn some things. Like, your uncle may not really be your uncle. And all those times your mom said that she, you know, you didn't have money to buy Snickers when you're at Walmart checkout. She was right. She doesn't have any money. She really doesn't. Yeah. I think I'm going to end it right there. I don't want to keep you all too long. We have an amazing lineup. Like, when I say amazing, it's just like amazeballs. Everyone, please unmute yourself and clap it up, 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 clap it up. Yes. All right. Our first or second comedian coming up, I'm a comedian sometimes. Our second comedian coming up is Alissa C. Lindquist. Alissa is amazing. She's a scientist and she's been elbow deep in a kangaroo. She's originally from St. Louis, Missouri, and currently lives in Concord, California. I cannot sing praises enough for this marvelous person, but please give it up right now. Put your hand and your hand together, and maybe your mic, for Alissa C. Lindquist.
Yes. Oh, thank you. So my name's Alissa. Damn pleased to meet you. And I think Alissa's a pretty easy name, but you know, there's a particular group of people who can't seem to get it right. All white people. And I know exactly what it is, because they'll look at my name and look at me and they're like, oh, this name is far too Caucasian. This must be a trap. And I'm gonna be honest, it is kind of fun to see them do that, like, racial equation of what's the ethnic way I say her name. And then they hear me speak and they're like, Alissa, Close. It is a trap. I spell it Alissa, but it's Alissa. It's fine. And usually all I have to say is, my name's Alissa, a singular Lisa, a Lisa. And that's more than enough for most people. But every now and again, you get a couple stragglers. And I went to an all-white high school in Missouri. So there was a lot of stragglers that just refused to learn my name. And it's just lo and behold, one of the people who couldn't get my name right happened to be the woman who was going to announce my name for my high school graduation. And I was like, we got to take care of this. So I went to her and I was like, hey, I know you're having trouble with my name. And she's like, no, I've got it now. I've been practicing it at home. I've got it written down phonetically. We're going to get this. We're Gucci. She didn't say that last part, but the sentiment was there. So I believed. And we got time for me to walk. I looked over at her. She gave me a sneaky wink and a thumbs up. And I was like, oh, finally, after 2 years, we're going to get this. She takes a deep breath and says, Ulashia, and smiled at me. And that's when I walked to, not even close. But you know, I didn't let that stop me. After high school, I finally figured out that I wanted to be a tri-bi. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it's me. But also, it's what I am. I am a biracial, bisexual biologist. And I decided that I needed that biology degree. So I went to college to get that third bi. And, you know, I stayed in Missouri for college. And as I mentioned before, there's not many people who look like me out there. So, and no one ever tells you that there's a lot of not Black people in science until you get there and you realize it. My cat says hello. I got there and I found out real fast I can't skip class, because when I skipped class, it was noticed. And when I would show up the next day, my professor would stop speaking and say, oh, it's so nice of you to join us, Ulashia. The stragglers stayed. We never lost those. And it was always just a pain, but it actually benefited me on one occasion in college, and I will forever remember this. I ended up in a physics class, and there was 2 other Black women there, and that had never happened to me. It was Black girl magic. I saw it and I was like, oh, yes, my sisters, finally, I see you guys. But really hate physics. So I had already decided I wasn't going to go to that class. I was going to show up for the tests, and that was it. And that was 50% of my grade, and the other 50% was class participation. I was going to take this L. But I finished my midterm exam, and I was taking a look at my grades, and I had like a solid B, and I had not been in that class. So I came in for another test, and one of the other Black women actually sat down next to me this time, and she was just like, you check your grade? And I was like, yeah. She's like, okay, let me explain to you what's happening. Our professor can't tell any of us apart. Doesn't want to admit it. So you don't have to come if you don't want to, but next semester, if you'll take this L for me so I don't have to come. I was like, perfect. So I got that B. She got her B, and we were good. That other woman, I don't know, she was just intense. I appreciate her. She loved physics. I hated it. And you know what? I ended up getting that biology degree, and now I work in science, which is great. I'm actually doing pretty awesome. I've actually up for promotion. I'm so excited. I've also been getting, like, my experiments are all working out, and a coworker of mine sent me a dick pic. So I'm thriving. You all were lovely. Thank you.
Hey, forward me that dick pic, please.
It was not cute, trust me. I made fun of it for 10 minutes.
All right, keep it, it's fine.
Okay. All right, I must leave. Goodbye.
You're muted.
Oh, you're muted, Queen. Cynthia, you're muted.
Yep.
Sis.
You know what? I forgot the first rule of Zoom. Whenever you have something important to say, you gonna be muted. Okay. I was just trying to say that I hope that doesn't happen again. No one ever expects to receive that sort of picture from a coworker. But you know what? Maybe that's what HR is for, right? Or just comedy. Both. Really both. Really both. We're gonna move on to our next comic, Scott the Second. Scott, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. So Scott is a believer in life, liberty, and the pursuit.
I think it's a different Scott.
Oh, no. Scott the Second. Sorry, we have two Scotts. I'm just going to put it out there. I love both Scotts equally. They're both bald. They both got round glasses. It's a little confusing, but they're both good looking and hilarious. So it's going to be a fun Zoom. I apologize for myself. I think I might have had some coffee today. I'm a little bit hyped up, but we're still going to have fun. It's a Friday. It's the end of the week, and that's where I was going to go. So Scott the Second is an artist, a designer, crafter, programmer, and a stand-up comic from Pontiac, Michigan, now living in Portland, Oregon. He's been in the lineup of the Northwest Black Comedy Festival, Killing in Comedy, and Telltale PDX. Scott, are you ready for us?
I am. Are you ready for me?
Oh, okay. Maybe not, but I'm about to find out. All right, everyone put your hand and your hand together for Scott the Second.
Ah, serve.
Oh, thank you so much. My parents used the TV show Oz about a male maximum security prison as an educational lesson. That shit backfired. All I learned about were men getting fucked in the ass for stupid shit. Mom, why is that man choking the other one and slamming into him while calling him pudding bitch? Well, little man, that's what happens to pudding stealing bitches in prison. I was terrified because I started thinking about muscular men and I wanted to be where I knew they were. My parents showed me Oz to try to scare me straight and keep me out of the prison industrial complex, but I ended up a child plotting how to get into maximum security prison for the good dick.
That part.
It wasn't until middle school, though, that I realized I was gay. That was when I took my school ID and hacked into a gay porn site. And it was in that moment with that beautiful big dick loading on screen and the dial-up connecting, only for the dial-up to drop and me to have to figure out in that split second, do I wait for this to load or do I jerk off to this pixelated mosaic mess? It was in that glorious moment that I realized I'm gay because I never would have worked that hard or waited that long for pixelated tits. Growing up a closeted gay, though, involves a lot of circuitous denial and delusion, though. For example, believing that everyone gets breathless at the sight of the PE teacher's muscular, hairy legs, and everyone wants to gently run their fingers through his hairy chest while Janet Jackson's Anytime, Any Place softly plays in the background. There was nothing gay about that. It was just I aspired to that level of manliness.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's many gay men that never outgrow the denial and delusions. Like gay men that claim to be DL or down low on their dating profiles and then have pictures of themselves face down, ass up in denim panties. Sir, Helen Keller can both see and hear you've had more dicks in you than a sports bar during the Super Bowl. But you encounter a lot of interesting individuals on dating apps these days. On my Tinder profile, I say that the key to my heart is dick. Hopefully yours fits. Also, have a big dick. Don't be a big dick. I swear motherfuckers think I'm playing though, because I hooked up with a guy once and he pulls it out and I'm just thinking to myself, how did your big toe get in the middle of your crotch? And why are your toes hanging like that? Afterwards, he had the nerve to ask me, was it big enough for you? You can tell a man anything in the world except for he has a little dick. You can tell him he will be quadriplegic for the rest of his life before you tell him he has a little dick. Sir, I don't know how to tell you this, but you're gonna be paralyzed from the neck down for the rest of your life. But I just gotta tell you, as a medical professional, you have the biggest dick I've ever seen in my life. Oh God, thank you. I don't care about being paralyzed for the rest of my life as long as I still have my big dick. But I figured out how to finesse the situation. I said, it was big enough, but it just wasn't what I was looking for. Little white lie for a little white dick. I had another guy send me a message. He was trying to entice me into being his fuck buddy, and he described his dick to me as fire. Sir, with STIs skyrocketing across the nation, do you really think you should describe your dick as fire? I feel like you should do like Adele, set fire to the rain, not my colon. A lot of my straight friends like to ask me, why can't they have a straight version of the dating app Grindr, where there is literally sex at your fingertips 24/7 if you're pretty enough? And then I have to remind them that Grindr literally tells you people's location down to the foot.
That part.
If straight men had an app that told them women's location down to the foot, they would be roaming around their neighborhoods and apartments like Pussymon Go. Where's that bitch at? Where the fuck is that bitch at? It says she's 150 feet away. There that bitch is. You gonna catch this dick today, bitch.
That's great.
I had a very interesting conversation with a straight white man. So I am going to ask this question. I'm going to act like there's people that responded, but how many of you would actually have sex with your partner with a double dildo? And what I mean by that is you're fucking each other at the same time with the double dildo. Okay, there are some of you that would do it. Okay.
Get into
like I said, I was talking to this straight white guy and he was telling me how he fucked himself and his ex-Ethiopian girlfriend at the same time with a double dildo. And I immediately had to relinquish my liberal card because I had been outwoked by a white man. I am not all about the communist sex. Like, I'm not about everybody being equal. Somebody is the dictator and somebody else is the subject. Okay, one more question for you guys. How many of you know what poppers are? And I'm not talking about jalapeno poppers. I'm talking about ammo. Okay, some of y'all know. For those of y'all that don't know, poppers are an inhalant that will dilate your asshole. It will literally take it from a pinhole to a doorway almost instantly. Oh my God, it's so nice in here. These walls are so nice. It's like velvet. Futon in the corner is so cozy. But you cannot ask for poppers when you go to get them.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that I can ask for a pill that will make my dick as hard as a steel beam, but if I want to relax my sphincter, I have to ask for VCR cleaner?
Mm-hmm.
It's 2021. Who the fuck is cleaning a VCR? I'm in the sex shop right now and y'all motherfuckers don't even have DVDs because of Pornhub. Who is cleaning a VCR in 2021?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is all that I have for you guys. I have been Scott II.
Yes, go the fuck off. Go off.
Second. Okay, came in with the fire. I see. Now that you mentioned VCRs, I literally have not seen one in like 10 years. Just not. They disappeared. Who cares? You know? Like even a DVD player, I'm just like, you still have DVDs? What? Do you have a CD-ROM hiding somewhere too? I don't understand your whatever, right? Technology, whatever. Thank you so much. That was an amazing set. We are going to keep the show going because we still have a lot of really talented, really funny, Black as fuck, queer as fuck comedians. Before we do that, I want to make a short announcement. We have had issues with the Zoom link. I really, really sincerely apologize. Only the comedians have been able to get in. So if anyone bought a ticket to the Zoom link, I know I was so excited. I'm extremely bummed out, but you will 100% be refunded. You should have already received an email by now to the stream on Facebook. Across all of the pages that we're streaming it out. If you do not, please let me know. I am answering all emails and just typing sorry very furiously, but it is not up to our quality standards. We are making it right. So you'll be refunded. You can still enjoy the show. But I just wanted to air that out. Okay. I apologize for the technical issues that happened, but I still very, very much would love for you to be here and enjoy these incredible comics who are just, you know, like, yeah, you get what I mean. You get what I mean. I am going to introduce you to our other Scott. Like I mentioned, we got two Scott. They both bald. They both got round glasses. Okay. Hence the confusion earlier. But this is probably one of my favorite Scotts, you know, just a favorite bald people too, if there's ever a category. There is a category for that. This Scott Dobbin, the first, is a believer in life, liberty, and the pursuit of short shorts. You may recognize him from various Zoom mics, Tinder, Grindr, or Boys Ahoy. Woo. All right, Mr. Scott, are you ready?
Always. Let's get into it. How we feeling? Let's get this energy
up.
up. How we feeling?
Hey.
Let's turn. Let's unmute our
How are we feeling? Everyone, give it up for Scott.
Yes. I'm here for it. Sorry, I'm about to change the tone real quick. I have a confession for you all. I'm gay. You guys are handling that so much better than my parents. Go off. Yes. Way better than my parents. All that means is that if you catch me throwing a football, something went left. Like this wasn't the plan, you know? Also, it means that if this were a 90s movie, I would have to die in the third act of AIDS for some reason.
Oh.
Like My character is a whole virgin for the entire movie, but I gotta die of AIDS. Not sure how it happened, but that's how Spielberg wrote it, you know? I'm looking at you, Brent. No. A little bit of background about me as a person. I was the last person to realize that I'm gay. So I guess like context, right? I'm from a small, rural, mostly Black town. And so as a kid, I would hear a lot of, hey, yo, man, you gay as fuck. And as a kid, I took that as an insult. But now I see it for what it actually is. You know, it was a premonition, you know? Apparently, I'm from a small rural town of psychics, right? Before I knew the dicks could get hard, they knew that I would be putting them in my mouth. And it's like, oh my God, how did you know? How did you know? It's like Miss Cleo ain't got shit on my high school bully, Jaquetta. Like, she will tell you the future and take your lunch money. 2-for-1 deal, bitch. What's up? Yes. All right, I'm gonna just go ahead and like let you guys know. I'm gonna apologize for the limp wrist in the room. My wrist isn't limp because I'm gay. It's limp because it is exhausted, honey. It's tired. Something about saying yes, queen, every 15 minutes is really taking it out of me. Between that and the hand jobs at every urinal, like really, really tired here, you know? That's why this is happening. So is anyone else like going a little crazy during COVID? Is that just me? Is that just okay? Cool. We're all like on a scale of like 0 to like 2007 Britney Spears. I've shaved my head twice this week. Like we have lost it. It's safe to say that I am not handling this moment in time very well. Let's see what else. My best friend is a therapist, which is really, really cool, right? Like I get to like really talk about mental health a lot. And we were having a discussion, and she recently diagnosed me as a little bitch. Thanks, like you know me so well, and I appreciate that journey. Please don't tell my future and former exes, like that would be not great. No, I've been watching a lot of movies in COVID, right? And I'm learning so much about relationships. Like, did you guys know that all it takes to really turn a relationship around is a very dramatic monologue in the third act of a movie? Like that will really change your whole relationship. You be hurt in the first act, don't matter. Third act, boy, you better get your monologue ready. You better get some speeches. And it's funny because all the speeches are like exactly the same, right? It's like some white dude, and they're like, hi, look, I know I hurt you, and I wish I didn't critique Beyonce's Lemonade album, because if you listen to it silently on mute, it is a totally bearable album. And when I was in insert fatal accident here, because they always be in some fatal accident that like changes their mind. So all I think about was, and it's like, okay, you can stop there, Brandon, Kyle, Chandler, Brad. Like you can just like take a break. I cannot be crazy in love with someone who thinks that Lemonade is, and I quote, an okay album, I guess. Like my spirit won't allow me to do that. My spirit can't do it. But I mean, I'm also just like bad at relationships. Like I accept my faults. I'm not great at it. It's not my like tea quite yet. And Netflix taught me that I realized I'm bad at relationships because I'm just like bad at fighting. And Netflix taught me that half of any healthy relationship is just like fucking arguing about shit. Where are we going for dinner? Why don't you remember my birthday? Why don't you love me anymore? It's like, honey, what? No. This whole argument could have been an email. No. Keep it. And like, who has the time? You know, like it's the whole point of fighting is like just great makeup sex. Like, just have better sex the first time. We ain't even have to do all this. Just have better sex. Save it. Like, can't do it. And honestly, like, what even is dating? You know what I mean? Like, why do I have to leave my home to do it? You know, like, why can't that all happen? Boom. You're in a full pandemic. The world is burning. Why are you meeting a stranger at Ruby Tuesday? No, honey. Like, let's define pandemic, shall we? A pandemic is a sign, noun, a sign from God that you can chill on finding your true love. It's like during a pandemic, every day is like, no, it's true. Like, I check Merriam-Webster, like that's what it says, you know? No, but during this pandemic, every day is like a mystery box. You know, it's like, will I find love, or will I get a life-threatening disease? Let's find out. It's dangerous out here. Like, if you find love right now in this time, like I am so happy for you. I am. Oh my God. Like, yes, turn up. Yes, queen. But just so you know, you can be miserable alone for free. Girl, $4.99, you better get into that. Don't spend all that money for it. Nope. Guess how much I spent on Valentine's Day? Not a dime. That's all I'm saying. So whatever y'all doing, not the cheap me. No, I think that's a very cynical way of looking at it, right? Like, here's my problem is like before every first date, I imagine at minimum the first 20 years of the relationship, you know. Haven't met the guy yet, but I have already envisioned where we're gonna go. So by the time I sit down for dinner, he's like, good to meet you. I'm Brandon, Kyle, Chad, Chandler, the 15th. And it's like, that is a weird way to talk to the father of our imaginary children. You know what I mean? That's a little weird. Like we've here before. And when the date's not going well, because it often doesn't go well, and the guy's like, you know what? I think we'd be better as friends. My immediate response is, cut. Hey, Brandon, Kyle, you are doing such a great job with improv. Love what you're doing here, but I need you to stick to the script. Your line here is, I intend to love you forever. Forever, ever, 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 ever. That's what your line is. You know what I mean? What I'm telling you guys is that, guys, gals, and like all persons, is that I'm the writer, the director, the top, and the bottom of every day I've ever been on. So if I ever seem stressed, that's what's happening, you know? There's a lot happening here. This is kind of cool. I want you all to know that I have finally made it. I've made it. I had an ex write a song about how terrible I am. Here's the thing. It is a motherfucking bop. Like, I twerk to that on the daily. Have you ever twerked to yourself? Bitch. That is a whole energy. I'm like, is that for me? For this one? Bitch. Twerking to yourself is powerful. Look, I'm not going to tell you how to hate your exes, but my motto is, if it strokes my ego or my penis, nurture it, help it grow strong. You know what I mean? Share it on Instagram stories. My only qualm with the track is that it feels a little vague. So if you're currently dating a musician, whatever you're doing, do it a little worse, you know? Just a little worse. I need you to hide the avocados in the toast. You know what I mean? I need you to tell him that he's just okay in bed. I need you to tell him that, like, so that's what 6 inch looks like. Okay. Okay, cool. Like, I need you to give him the material to really shut that verse down so that you can send that to your mom and be like, yeah, oh no, I said that. That's my urine. Yeah, I wrote that. I did the heart with like the urine. That was me. That was her. Just giving you guys helpful tips. Like, feel free to use all of this because it's not effective for me. Hearing people like talking about getting into working out sounds weirdly similar to every drug addiction origin story. Like, it always starts with, yeah, no, I like just started jogging and it was really fun, right? And it made me feel so good, so I started running 5 miles. And before I knew it, and it's like, yeah, I know what this is. I've seen this before. Heroin addiction. I got you, girl. I got you. That's exactly what's happening here. If you're into working out, like, fuck yeah, like, you do the fantasy. Just know that I will be scheduling an intervention for you soon. You know, let's get you into rehab because we need you back on the couch, not out in nature. Like, what's happening there? What if you spread that shit? No. You guys have enough competition as is, and I don't need more competition out here in these streets. No, ma'am. Thank you for the 1 minute. Let's end on this. Hold on, where are we going? Here's what we're gonna end on. Does anyone here stare at nature? Just like go out and give nature a little glance. Cool. Like, for anyone who does, what the fuck are you staring at? Like, what you staring at? What are you looking at? Look, I hiked to the top of a mountain to see a lake, and everyone stared at this lake for a whole 20 minutes. And I'm not sure if you've seen a lake before, but it's just blue. What's that? Blue. Oh my God, what's that over there? It's blue. It's more blue. It's just more blue. Like, you could have gotten this whole effect by looking at the sky. You didn't have to hike for any of this. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
That was so so great, Scott. I just want to say I feel attacked. Yes, because I like nature. Nature rules, okay? Nature rules.
Bye.
Okay? What?
Girl, have you been on Instagram? Have you been on Instagram? All that nature in your
Can
phone.
you smell Instagram? No. Can you like, what's it called? Like, when you like hop around, what's the word?
You
frolic.
hop?
You frolic through the hood, through the woods in Instagram? No.
Can you do? But like nature all happens outside of your bed. Like in quarantine, honey, like Instagram is the moment. But I hear you.
But still, that was an excellent scat.
Scat? We in the scat? We doing scat now. That's
I'm sorry. I think I'm like slowly crashing. I'm really sorry. I'm having a great time though. I hope everyone is having a great time. Everyone, please, if you hear me say something wrong, just mention it in the comments. It'll make me feel good and bad later on. Like I can just that's how you learn, according to my mother. That's how you learn. Okay. Before I want to go on, I do want to mention something else. I did not mention this, but I am actually bisexual. And the only thing I have to say about that is that the only people that really like us are straight couples on Tinder. Yeah. Our next guest coming up is amazing. They are non-binary. They are amazing. Did I say amazing? Yeah. Kendra has a weekly show called Left Night on 2MB Studios and is a co-host of Not Another White Man's Podcast, available everywhere, which I fully support. So everyone, please give it up for right now, out of Austin, Texas, Kendra Dawsey.
Yes, turn up.
Hi, everyone. Hi. So actually I'm not from Austin. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. I feel like if people think I'm from Austin, they'll want to like give money to me to make sure I survive, right? Which is fair. You should give money to me. But but I'm in Boston. It's snowy here. I'm relatively safe. But yeah, Boston also sucks. In fact, you know what? Like Austin, all of Texas is going through a lot. Donate to mutual aids. I am suffering here in Boston. You see, like there's this weird, I'm performing in my room, which is a literal shoebox. This is my wine. I'm wearing a robe because I like being cozy because it's been snowing all day. All right. And it's just cold here. And people keep trying to talk to me about sports teams. I don't really follow sports teams. I am not a sports lesbian. I'm an artsy lesbian. This is all people want to talk about. That and Dunkin' Donuts, which is like pretty mediocre donuts. I moved to Boston about a year and a half ago. Well, I guess a little bit more. Time is fake. I don't even know. Today I was like, is it Saturday? I don't know what's going on. I woke up and I just started drinking. But yeah, I moved here a little bit ago, and I have to say, like, it's a little bit new to me. Like, people aren't known for being nice and friendly in Boston, which is okay. You know, I'm also a mean bitch, right? Like, it's fine. But I didn't think it was rubbing off on me at all until my girlfriend at the time told me that she loved me for the very first time. And my response was to honk my car horn at her. My love language is just beep, beep. Yeah. But people are mean in Boston. But it also weirds me out. I think I just am not trustful of people. I don't trust people. I remember there was one day where I was talking to my friend who also grew up outside of Boston. I am from the boring part of New York, not the cool part of New York. Like, I don't have like a Biggie or whatever. I have like a Fox News correspondent from my hometown. But I was talking to a friend who also grew up outside of Boston. And we were like, people are so mean. Like, they don't ask you how you're doing. They don't talk to you on the street. What is it about Boston? Like, what's their deal? And then I went to the bus stop. And I sat down, and within a few moments, a white man sat down next to me and was like, how are you doing? And I was so confused. I just got up and left. Like, I did not know how to react. I was like, who authorized this man to talk to me? I don't know him. What does he want? What does he want from me? But yeah, I I'm a mean Boston bitch now. I am upset about just the snow and this is like, there are some people, you know, like everywhere is not like doing great though. You know, there's like 5 catastrophes happening at one point. Like, so the other day at work, my boss was like, hey, like, you know, there's so many bad things happening right now. And I was like, what bad thing? Are we talking about the bad things always happening or like the new bad thing? I like literally opened a news app and I'm like, which bad thing is she talking about? But there are like, it's an okay place to quarantine. But I think I'm doing better than how I started out quarantine. So about 1 year ago, I was in a 1-bedroom apartment with my ex-girlfriend who I had recently broken up with, but we decided to try to live in the same place because the Boston housing market is awful. Anyone who wants to move here, don't. Or you can just like, you know, don't pay broker's fee. They're fucking worthless. But yeah, I was living with my ex-girlfriend at the time. A little bit about my ex-girlfriend. She was white. I am Black, obviously. So we got a gray cat together. So the cat would look like both of us, right? Very important. We wanted the cat to be like represented by both of us. But now this aforementioned ex, she has custody of the cat. And I'm worried that the cat's hair is going to look messed up all the time, you know? I want to make sure she's able to take care of the cat's hair. You know, it's being raised by a white mom. It could be a little confusing. There's a part of me that's like, I do kind of want to be able to have visitation rights for the cat. My ex lives in Northampton now because I am a walking lesbian stereotype. For those of you who do not know, Northampton is literally known as the city of lesbians in Western Massachusetts. It's mostly white lesbians. So there's like a lot of like Birkenstocks, like armpit hair, and like stores that sell things made out of hemp. Like it'll be like a hemp smoothie, hemp necklace, hemp vibrator. I don't know. I thought about going to Northampton and just being like, I would like custody of my cat. And I probably would not be the first psych to do that. Anyway, so started off quarantine. we were both in this apartment alone and with our cat. And partway through quarantine, we noticed our cat, her name is Tula. She's very cute. She was doing like a little bit of a dance in corners, kind of like going like this back and forth, just in corners, just like by herself. And I was like, oh, Tula's like 8 months old. She's a kitten. I bet it's just a silly thing she does. She does silly things all the time. I film it. I put it on Instagram. Some people like it. Most people don't give a fuck. But like cats do silly things, right? I looked it up online a little bit later that day. And that little dance meant that she wanted to get fucked hard. All right. That dance meant that Tula had become a woman. She'd become a hot local single in your area. And she was trying to tell every tomcat in the Jeffreys Point neighborhood of Boston that she was ready to mingle repeatedly. She wanted a train run on her, basically. That is how cats mate, I guess. It was a lot. You know that like image where it's like 5 Black dudes and the little white girl on the couch? My biracial cat was a little white girl, right? Anyway, it was a lot, right? Because there was a lot of tension in that apartment already because it was me and my ex just in this apartment alone. There's a lot of weird tension. I was like, man, I'd like to have a hoe phase. And God was like, no, COVID-19, stay chaste, you lesbian slut. But it was like, it was weird. It was really weird. And, but we like tried to get through it. Try to get through like us just having a very horny cat. But I've never seen so much horniness in such a small like creature, right? Like she was able to fit in the palms of our hand when we first got her. She's very small. She was like hornier than Leonardo DiCaprio at a college graduation. Like it was so much. It's really so much. It was very, very disconcerting. This is something that is true. This is a true story. My cat was so horny when she first got into heat that she changed my Spotify year-end list because there's dehornifying cat music on, I mean, it's not explicitly dehornifying cat music on Spotify. It's supposed to be like, oh, play this, your cat could chill out. I wanted my cat to stop thinking about dick. So I'm like, let me put this on. We played it so much that when I looked at my top 100 songs, it was like music I actually listened to. And then like Lulu's Lullaby and this weird like cat music with like cello and purring sounds. Regardless, my cat is, or the cat is pure now. The cat is chaste. She had got her organs scooped out. She's a nun. She's never going to be horny again. But I don't have a cat, and I'm still here, you know, being pandemic horny, which doom horny I think is a type of pandemic horny. That's when you're so sad and depressed and stressed out about everything in the world that you either think about like putting some rocks in your pocket and walking to a river or a fat ass. Those are the only two things you could think about in the world. This is a very prominent type of horny. Yeah, pandemic has been weird. I've been very fortunate to have a day job all throughout the pandemic. I've been working from home. Like, I am very fortunate to have that. I do think it's annoying as hell to work from home, but you know, it's kind of mixed. You know, around the time of the George Floyd protests that happened, you know, that there was a lot of discussion in my organization about diversity, equity, and inclusion. I remember my boss asked me how I was doing. She was like, how are you? It was like, it wasn't just a how are you? It was like a pointed white people. How are you, Kendra? You know, through the Zoom screen, like, how are you? But I have two Black coworkers. She was able to practice, right? So it wasn't, she didn't just test it out on me. And I was like, you know, I feel like it would be a little too real to just like take a bong hit and be like, shit sucks, man, but what are you gonna do? Like, I feel like that wouldn't be appropriate for a 10 a.m. meeting, right? So I was just like, you know, I'm just really tired. I didn't know how much you could handle, but that's my time, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. And I'm gonna give it back to your host. Cheers.
Incredible. That was incredible. White coworkers, right? I mean, okay, I always have to say this, you know, not all white people.
But enough of them.
Not all white people are white people, but dealing with white coworkers is like, I feel like every Black person has taken like a subconscious course, you know, like there's these different interactions you have. There's like, they're always just like, girl, how are you? How's it going? And then you're like, who are you, Nancy? You know, or like, you know, they try to be too close, too fast, too soon. Yeah, but thank you so much for talking about that, Kendra. I think it's a very important issue to discuss. If anyone has any white coworker stories in the chat, SuitMan Productions, you know where to go in the comment section right now. Is popping. I see shout out to Brittany, to Lexi. I'm happy. I think I sent everyone out the message and I've replied to everyone. I'm happy that a lot of you that I replied to on my email have made it to the Facebook page. But if I missed anyone, please let me know. Shout out to Vincent, Elaine, of course, one of our OGs from Bangou Productions. Right now, I'm just giving shout outs. But you know what? That's what Black people do, okay? Every single award show is like 20 minutes of shout outs, you know, because we got too many people. We got too many people to thank. And if you miss out on Aunt Barbara, you know she gonna get you at the barbecue, okay? Like, you can't not mention someone. So it's better to give a long speech than just like a piece. And yeah, so I'm gonna keep the show moving. Again, I want to apologize for not being able to get into the Zoom. Everyone that bought a ticket will be refunded that Zoom. They will be refunded. Do not worry about that. I'm going to do it as soon as I finish off the show. To add an extra bonus, I'm going to add 2 free tickets to any one of the Bangou production shows. We have a show going on tomorrow called Family Laughs, so you're going to get a free ticket to that. You don't even have to pay a cent. You're getting a free ticket to anything else. So please, 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 I really hope you enjoy the show. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. It's not happened before, and it will not happen again. Okay? Yay. All right, I don't know what
Uh-huh.
but yeah, please keep shouting out the comments. I'm gonna be shouting out people towards the end of the set, but I don't want to keep y'all waiting. Our headliner is incredible. Period. Dot like dot 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 period dot dot incredible exclamation point exclamation point exclamation point. Okay, Katie Whitehead is from Chicago, and she is known as the queen of radical comedy. Having done almost 400 shows in several festivals, including the Northwest Blast Comedy Festival last year, she helps her to stand up strong, especially after the pandemic. All right, KJ, are you ready for us? I don't know if we're ready for you, but you know what? I'm so excited. I've been looking forward to you ever since I listened to your album on Spotify, which you should definitely check out. KJ, are you here with me?
I am here with you. Am I the last one?
You are the headliner, girl.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Okay.
What? What? Okay, our headliner doesn't know she's a headliner. Okay, something went wrong in the
Was there
communications.
someone before me?
Huh?
I thought
Everyone
there
else was
someone
before
me.
you.
All right, I got confused. KJ's
You
back.
know what?
My
It's
apologies.
okay, boo boo. It's a pandemic.
I am
Okay,
so-
the world is burning down. We're not all here. Okay.
I am beside myself. Where's my hamburger? I don't need.
All right, please, everyone, give a round of applause. Like, clap it up. I want to hear the woos, the
Yes.
cheers.
Okay.
KJ Whitehead. All right, are we ready?
You-
Are we
we're
ready?
ready,
Y'all
we're
better be
ready.
doing this at home too.
Oh my
I
goodness.
swear to God, if you're not doing this at home, I will feel it. I will feel it. All right.
I'm feeling
Go.
it right now. I'm so sensitive all of a sudden. The estrogen has really got me. My nipples are so sensitive, they need a hug. That's what estrogen has done for me right now so far. Hello world. My name is KJ Whitehead, she, her pronouns. I am transgender, and yes, I did lose my wallet that had my driver's license in it. So I'm having all sorts of an identity crisis right now. I thought you all should know that about me. I'm trans, and I'm taking estrogen right now. I started right before New Year's, and I'm taking estrogen. It's been really, really something. I've noticed it. There are changes and stuff. I'll give you an example. Here's the thing. Now, before the pandemic, I used to get hit on by guys. I too am a lesbian, so it never really worked out. But the thing is, when they would set their sights on me, it was really something. And I came to the conclusion that heterosexual men are awful. And it's for this because I did not realize how shitty heterosexual men were until they started treating me the same way they treat cisgender women. That's something about it. So they would come up to me, just out of the clear blue, just come up to me and be like, "Hey, let's show you what's going on. What's your name? Let me talk to you. Let me holler at you for a second. Let me holler at you."
Absolutely not.
You know what I like to do? I like to hit them with this. "What's good, fool? How you doing?" And I love it so much just to see everything in their being just drained away. Estrogen will give me titties, but it won't change my voice. So I'm proud of myself. But yeah, again, my name is KJ. Here's the thing when it comes to my name and more affirming things about me being trans. And it's everyone knows me as KJ. You all know me as KJ. Here, I'm known as KJ. But the thing is, it's just the different things that KJ stands for. Now, I will tell you two things that you should never ask a trans person their dead name. Never, ever, ever. But two, not only am I going to tell you my dead name, but I'm going to tell you just how dedicated I am to my Blackness, since it is Black History Month. All right. So my dead name is Kyle Joseph Whitehead. That is what I'm known to the government. That is what I was born as. That's on my birth certificate and everything. I traded in the whitest name in the English language to Coochie Jagulia Juniper Whitehead. So when white people say Coochie Jagulia 3 times fast, their racist grandparents have a stroke. I did that purposely. We need to cut them down, less of them. Now, all right, here's the thing. You all, a good chunk of you know what Coochie Jagulia means. I would hope. Coochie Jagulia, you know what that means, right? It is the second day of Kwanzaa and it's Swahili for self-determination. I am so dedicated to my Blackness. I was so self-determined never to get hired for a job again based on my name. But as I said, you know, people are trying to find out how to come across me, how to dissect my meaning and who I am and whatever. And it mostly comes from like people, what they think when they see me. Because I'll tell you this. When I was in Portland, Oregon for the NW Black Comedy Festival last year, I'd explain that, you know, in most cases, I would explain that I look the way I do because my father's a native Chicagoan and my mom is Dennis Rodman. But I've gotten other things like Wesley Snipes from Tu Wong Fu. And I've also gotten Don Cheeto in Cheap Drag. But my favorite came from an older white lady. She said, KJ, has anyone ever told you that you look like Rick James? I'm like, bitch. Has anyone ever told you look like someone's racist grandmother? I mean, cocaine's a hell of a drug, right? But I feel it. I like, just things are wild right now. I know, like with it being Black History Month. Here's the thing: just winter is crazy right now, for real. It really is just where we are as far as the weather. I mean, like in Portland, Oregon, like you know, I saw a recent video from there, and I know there's barely any snow on the ground. And in Boston, there's snow. Here in the Midwest, we're definitely dealing with snow. And Texas is just discovering winter for the first time. This is a whole new thing that we're all dealing with. But here in Chicago, what you need to know is that sometimes it gets so cold, we even reach 50 below here sometimes. It gets that cold and that dangerous. How this happens, the wind is so harsh, you should know that what happens is that you're walking down the street here in Chicago, next to a building, you're shivering. You keep walking, and that building is blocking the wind from hitting you. And then when you finally turn the corner, the wind is so harsh that it blows into you, calls you a bitch ass nigga, and then it keeps going. That's how harsh. That's how harsh it is. I mean, it's Black History Month, so it can do that, you know. Yeah. You know, if any other month did it, they would get canceled. You know, except for June, it's gay, so apparently it's fine. You know, that was for the white gays out there. You don't get to say it. But that's not even. I should mention that's not get that bad. I'm reading the Facebook chat too. But yeah, more about me. Y'all should know that, you know, I am indeed, like, I have no problem joking about myself at all. I've been dealing with some shit other than just losing my wallet, having to replace my cards, my driver's license, and all that I haven't even gotten to yet. And it's just, I've been dealing with some injuries. Recently, I got whiplash for the first time. And I'm 29 years old. I'm almost 30. So to get this, I realized it's probably easier to get it when you're a little younger. So people are like, oh, is that what happened? Like 20-year-olds are like, is that what happens when you get older? Is that what happens? And then some people are like, did you get into an accident? I'm like, nah, I'm just a dumb bitch that air guitar too hard to My Chemical Romance and got whiplash. That's who I am. Yes, My Chemical Romance, because my emo phase never ended. Y'all should know that about me. But that's even past that. I had another injury where my partner at the time, her name was Cece, and Cece, the best way to describe her was a 6 foot tall woman who can pick me up and throw me on a bed, because that's the shit I love.
Absolutely.
Cece came over to my apartment one night and spent the night. The night after, and I woke up and Cece noticed that I had popped a few blood vessels in my eyes. And everyone was concerned. And at the time, I worked with children. So my children were asking, Miss Katie, what happened to you? What happened? And I did not have the heart to tell them that my partner had choked me too hard during sex the night before. You know, that's just a real thing. Just a real thing. I love how my mom reacted the day after too, when she saw how my eyes were, and she's like, is Cece hurting you? Is that what's going on? You need to Is she hurting you? That is how the state of Illinois would put it. Meanwhile, I can't say that I was asking for it. No one can say that though. Even though it was true, I can't say that. But I think the very most embarrassing injury that I've gotten that you all should know is that over 10 years ago, I had bought my first dildo. And then 2 weeks after that, I got too carried away and all 8 inches ended up wedged into my rectum for 9 hours straight.
Stop.
My mom had to leave church just to get me to the hospital. The bill was on my stepmom's insurance, so my father found out about it too. I mentioned this all for a reason. 1, I'm not ashamed anymore. 2, that was over 10 years ago, and not only do I have that same dildo, I have several others. That dildos are in fact potato chips. They come in all shapes and sizes and colors, and you can't have just one. This is really something to mention when it comes to like what, Texas? I know I'm bringing Texas up again, but imagine the law from a while back that they made that no one could own more than 6 sex toys in the entire state. Yet you could bring a gun on a college campus. Now, we all know how ridiculous that sounds, but I have a different reason for how that is so ridiculous. Case in point. A police officer takes pictures next to drugs when they do a drug bust. How is this going to work out with dildos? I don't see how that's going to work. It's 15 inches. It shouldn't be near anyone. Your white is pink. It doesn't make sense. But no, the straights got me fucked up, honestly. That I'm all for that gay shit, but the straights got me fucked up. More specifically, straight men, cisgender heterosexual men who like to get on about the queers and say that sexuality is a choice. We all know sexuality isn't a choice. We all know that you can be born this way, but here's the thing. I know sexuality isn't a choice, because if it was, there would be no heterosexual women. Let's nip that in the bud. That is very true. But no, the straight men keep going, and I like to indulge them specifically. Y'all, we need to talk about this. Now, there is this article out there for the worst some of the worst horror stories of cis men performing cunnilingus on cis women. So men out there, if you do like women and you're still wondering why we don't trust your ass, here is the answer. Here are my 3 favorite stories from that. Number 1, first story. A cis man goes down on a cis lady after eating jalapeno peppers.
Terrible.
Number 2, I'm seeing step 1 in the Zoom chat. Here's the thing. Step 2, a cis man goes down on a cis lady and decides to chew on the labia. That's story 2. All right. I have one. The story number 3. We've heard the phrase, those of us who go down on folks with vaginas, we've heard the phrase use the alphabet. Well, this gentleman decided to take it literally and decided to go down there and whisper the alphabet.
Oh no.
Here's the thing I love most about this bit. That 3rd story wasn't true, but you all believed me anyway. Because I loved how usually when I told this before the pandemic, everyone lost their shit. But with you all, y'all know that cis straight man ain't shit. So that's why this was no surprise to any of you. One of the last things I want to talk about, and I know we're just getting off of the whole thing when it comes to the sorry to speak about it, the impeachment trial that happened. People can still complain that, oh, the country is so divided. Why are we so divided? We are so divided. I'm like, fucking good. Less people to talk to and socialize with. I have so much anxiety as it is. The less, the better. Also, if I'm lucky enough to perform across seas, I don't want to be lumped into the same group of people who voted for Donald Trump. That's another thing. And in fact, the Proud Boys, at least in Canada has titled and named the Proud Boys as a terrorist group. I don't know what the Proud Boys are so. How are you so proud? Apparently, you can find proof of voter fraud, but you still can't find the clitoris. What's wrong with you? What's wrong? What's wrong? Did you hear my white rat? All right, but the part about that I want to mention is that now people, over 200 people have already been arrested in connections to the Capitol riot. A little over 100 actually charged and convicted, and people are losing their jobs over what they did at the Capitol. And I understand it sucks. As someone, I lost my job at the beginning of the pandemic. I haven't had a job this whole time. I had to create my own job with a business I just started. So I've had little to no income. I understand that they're afraid of losing their jobs, their families and whatnot, all those writers over there. But I do have to say, maybe they wouldn't have to worry about losing all of that. Maybe they wouldn't have to worry about being identified by the FBI. If they had just worn their fucking mask like we all told them from the start of the motherfucking year. Get fucked, you fucking Nimrod. You deserve everything you got coming to you. Fuck it, last one of you. I do want to say this last thing, and for one, thank you all so much. Two, I do want to say this last thing that I have been dealing a lot with what basically this pandemic has taken all of me. Like a year ago, I was in Portland, Oregon for that festival, and now I'm here, and that journey is just, shows have been canceled. I've lost my job. I've had problems with alcohol and antidepressants. And just thoughts of suicide and then homelessness and being called a whole bunch of things that I probably shouldn't say right now. I mention this because my career has definitely taken a hit. I'm not promoting shows as much. And in fact, I did post on Facebook that I might be quitting after a little over 7 years of doing this. I don't know if I'm going to do that. What I do know is that to Duante, Cynthia, and anyone else who has been supporting and shouting out and promoting the shows that I've been on online, I want to apologize to you because I should have been promoting as well. And I'm not saying the things I'm saying as an excuse rather than just an explanation, because I did not want any of you to think that I was ungrateful for any of that. I've been so grateful and so appreciative for the opportunity I've gotten. And if in fact that I do end up quitting, I just want you all to know that it was for something, and I love every one of you for it. So thank you all so much. For those watching on Zoom, Facebook, what have you, my name is KJ Whitehead, Chicago, Illinois. Good night.
Yes. That whole set.
Hey, you better look at my face right now. You don't need to fucking apologize for anything. It is not your job to promote. It is my job, the job of the producers, the job of people running this fucking show, right? I tag you in everything. If you do not have the mental capacity to share some shit, I'm not going to get mad at you. We literally just went through 2020. We are in 2020 part 2. All right. People don't understand. Within a few, okay, I'm going to just bring this back. Okay. Let's just recap last year. World War III. Kobe Bryant passing. All right. George Floyd passing away. White people discovering racism. All the fucking fires in California where we literally couldn't go outside the door and nobody gave a shit because we don't have cute koalas dying the way Australia did. The fact that my cat was meowing at me for 2 weeks straight because we couldn't go outside, and him and me both know that he has cat asthma and he cannot stand the fucking smoke and he will die if he goes outside. The fact that he gained 3 pounds during the quarantine. The fact that I gained 30 pounds during the quarantine. The fact that literally before election night, I was wondering if I should charge my taser, if I should charge, I did charge my taser, by the way. I charged my taser, I charged all my electronics. I literally was like, should I barricade myself? Should I buy a gun or should I buy toilet paper? Because we don't know how shit is gonna go down, right? We didn't, we did not, right? How literally New Year came in and then a bunch of white people just walked into the Capitol. Like literally the police just rolled out the red carpet. They dusted their shoes as they walked in. It's like, the only thing they didn't do was roll out the rose petals, like from Coming to America, the usher. That's the only thing they forgot to do. All right. We are not living in a normal time. We are not living in a normal time. Let me emphasize it again. Any person watching tonight, especially Black people, okay? Just being Black in America is trauma enough, okay? Every single fucking Black person needs to go to therapy. Add that to being queer, add that to being non-binary or a woman, add that to literally not having money, add all these other intersectional shit, right? The fact that you are alive is a gift in of itself. You are valuable, you are precious, you are beautiful, right? So do not apologize to me because you did not have the mental capacity to do something that is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to be a talent, to be funny, and you delivered a 10,000%. So all I want to say is if anyone on Facebook is watching this, give some love to KJ Whitehead right now. Let her know how fucking talented she is. Let her know how a great job she is. Let her know that she doesn't have to be or do anything, just exist, okay? You don't have to be super happy all day. You can cry, you can be depressed. It does not matter. You are valuable not because of what you do, because of who you are. period, dot. And I hope this goes out to every other Black person watching this, okay? Especially if you're queer, especially if you have all those other isms and icks and intersections, okay? I don't want to hear anything coming from my Black brothers and sisters or siblings like disparaging y'all, okay? This is a show for you, celebrating us. This is our fucking month, right? And we're gonna try to make this stretch out until December 31st, 2021, and then keep going, okay? Yes? Yes? All right. I don't know how to end the show after that.
Amen.
I guess I'll just say, if you check the chat in Facebook, if you're liking the show, you can give a donation to Venmo, Cash App at CYNTHIAINPUBLIC, on Venmo at CYNTHIAINPUBLIC, and at Cash App. I also posted the last 4 digits. If you don't trust anything, PayPal at CYNTHIAINPublic@gmail.com. It's posted in the chat. Don't forget to do it. But this is going straight to the comics, right? Don't forget also, KJ Whitehead has merch. If you're forgetting all these people's fucking names, I also posted the Instagram to Facebook, the Instagram to Bangou Productions, right? On our page, I tagged every single comedian on all of the Black and Proud posts so that you can go to their page and support them, like them. Even just a like goes a long way towards bumping them up in the fucking racist ass algorithm that is Instagram and Facebook, right? So like all these pages, like and support all of these comics, buy their merch, because that's like, we gotta eat, okay? Right? We gotta eat. All right, so please, if you can, check out their Instagram posts, check out KJ Whitehead's new business and her merch that's coming out. And Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, this will literally go as tips straight to the comics, no bullshit, no red tape or anything. I still don't know how to end the show. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for coming. Thank you. We don't take anything. The producers are not taking anything, especially because we fucked up on the show. So again, this will go straight to the comics. Apologize again for the Zoom technical issues. Thank you all so much. I will also be posting KJ's new merch shop right now. Shop Black, support Black, Black History Month, Black History Year, Black History Century. Okay, that's it.